So it's been 6 months since I won the prize, and it took a little while for them to find the right editor and book cover designer. And then the process was very, very surprisingly fast. I had the book cover in a week, and I had my entire manuscript copy edited in less than 3 weeks. And that was actually pretty amazing. And the company that they found is called Elite Authors, and they were fantastic. The first thing I received was the cover. And when I opened it, I had like this heart palpitations. I was like, oh, it's here. It's so present, because I'd sort of pulled it out of my mind. And then the first thing that I thought when I looked at it was like, oh, it's so professional looking, which is ridiculous because, of course, it was a professionally done, but I was stunned by it. It was so perfect. I had a visceral response to it, which is exactly what I was looking for, and I was absolutely thrilled with everything about it. The whole thing was just fantastic. And they didn't just send the cover, but they also sent, it had like notes on it, so they said like, this is the reason why we chose this particular font. So everything was like very carefully thought out. Beforehand, I'd filled out a questionnaire. So they wanted to know, do I want like a photograph cover, a drawing cover, or an abstract cover? And I absolutely wanted abstract. It was a great choice. And so I had sent excerpts from the book, descriptions of things that happened in it, so that they would have a real sense of the novel without having to read it, and to design the cover. For my novel, The Color of Trauma, there is an actual color of trauma, which is pink. So they made pink the predominant color in the novel, and they took my description of what it's like to have a memory red and sort of incorporated that in an abstract way into the novel. And as the author, it translated really well. I was very, 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 very happy. Working with the editor, I wasn't exactly sure what it would entail, a copy editor. And when I got it back, it was 3 pages of notes. And it covered a lot more than I thought it was. I thought a lot of it was going to be grammar and sentence structure, which it was. But they also talked about character and plot and tone and pacing. And those were just kind of notes. And then a whole lot of notes on grammar. And that's actually probably the most helpful part of the entire process, because as well as I think I know grammar, or I think my grammar is good, there's stuff that I didn't know, or I knew incorrectly, or I wasn't using the Chicago Manual of Style rules. And so all of that is picked out through the book, and he made all kinds of changes. But I also have that for future reference. So now I know, like, hey, I'm not very good at knowing when to capitalize and when to not. So I might want to look that up. And that was really, really helpful. And I went through the notes in probably 2 days, just obsessively going through it and making changes. They did formatting for it, so it's perfect for self-publishing. It's already got all the formatting perfectly ready. In the questionnaire, I think I even had to say what color I wanted the pages to be, the printout, because I think that makes a difference on how it's formatted. So it was pretty thorough, and it was very, very helpful. And I don't think I would ever do a book ever in the future without having a copy editor look at it. It was that profoundly helpful. So I'm going to start probably next week pitching it to literary agents in the hopes of getting a professional publisher to publish it. And in the meantime, I'm also, as part of the prize, an automatic semifinalist for the Illinois Author Project. So just hoping for that too. Every writer I know, I encourage to do the contest because, well, I mean, first of all, why not? Again, as I mentioned before, it's great to have an outside deadline, to have pressure to get yourself to get it done, and to get it done in a timely manner. It's also, the prizes are fantastic. I mean, a professional copy editor, that's amazing. And it will make your novel better than you could ever do it on your own. And it's also, again, good to have other people look at your stuff. It's good to be part of the writing community. And all of that is just free from your local public library. I'd just like to thank everybody. It's been very surreal for me and very, very encouraging. Writing is sort of something that happens, in a coffee shop, in your house, alone, even when you sit with a group of writers. And there's not a whole lot of validation. It's not an industry that's really set up to be validating for very many people. And so to have this thing where I know it's soon to be famous, and I'm not there even a little, but it's still nice when I go to the Northbrook Public Library. Now I know the manager there and everybody, and they all say hi and they all ask me how I'm doing. And I'm out here in Fountaindale, and it's nice to see people that seem to have an investment in me that didn't really know me. And that's just really, really touching. And I'm just so grateful to the librarians who read my stuff, and to everybody who's coordinating all this stuff, and everyone who put everything together to make this happen. And I just want to say thanks. Thank you very, very much.